All right, my chess champions, welcome back to the journey. Let's hop into a game. All right, opponent is about 1550. We are about 1650. Let's go. Ooh, I haven't seen a queen pawn in a long time. My normal response is knight f6 and then decide if I want to play king's gambit or Nimzo Indian. So let's do that. I'm still on a really good roll with my chess, so I'm still doing multiple tactics puzzles each day out of this book. I'm doing a few pages a day. It's been really great. And I'm also reading Logical Chess Move by Move by Irving Chernev. Really great book. This might be considered like Catalan, however you say it, where they do like queen pawn and then this. I have no idea what the proper response is, so this game will be an adventure. Maybe let's just go queen pawn now and try to get kind of like a solid formation. I could potentially do like a semi-Slav setup or something. I'm also a little bit out of it today, so we'll see how that goes. But in general, I'm feeling much stronger in my chess and I feel like I'm seeing the board pretty well. So those might be famous last words in this game. Maybe I'll blunder later now that I've said that. I've jinxed it, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. So at some point I'm going to bring this pawn here, get the bishop out and castle. The question is, do I want to bring this bishop out first before closing this out? And do I have time to do that? I think I do. So if white plays like c4, knight c3, they will be putting a lot of pressure here though. So, we'll see. That's going to be the main contention, I think, in the next several moves. Okay, they go knight out first. Generally, in queen's pawn openings, you want to play at some point c4 and c5. So usually you don't want to bring the knight in front of the c-pawn. Not always, but usually. Let's go e6, solidifying the pawn chain, preparing to get this bishop out, and preparing to castle. So I could just go bishop e7. Alternatively, I could also go knight bd7 to add support here, and then maybe aid this push, which might be a little more efficient because I do want to play this push at some point. And then if they take, then it is natural for my bishop to recapture. And that way I only move the bishop once. Whereas if I do this now and then this later, then I might have to end up moving the bishop twice, which is a little less efficient. But if we go bishop e7, then I have to remove the pawn. Our knight would be on a different square, so it's a question of which square do we want the knight on as well. We could maybe even play c5 right now. You have to be careful of, my king's still in the center, vulnerable to checks, but yeah, they don't have access to any checks really. So yeah, let's go c5. So next couple moves are going to be bishop e7, knight c6. If they don't take right away. We also might want to take so that our bishop doesn't move twice. It's a good move. So really trying to undermine my center. My king is still in the middle of the board, which is a bit problematic. If I take and knight takes, I have to move the queen. And then once their knight eventually moves, this bishop will be targeting this pawn. If I go pawn takes, they take. I take. They take. Probably we'd have to recapture. But I could maybe take, I don't know. Could try like pawn here, but you know, they might antagonize us a little bit more. Could also backstep with the bishop, but I think we're losing a pawn after I'm really bad at drawing arrows today. All right, I guess. So I'm looking at takes, queen back all the way, because if they take, then I want to be able to recapture with the bishop, as opposed to like putting queen here, blocking in my bishop. If I backstep, okay, let's. I really want to play this line where takes, maybe like bishop out, because they can't capture, otherwise we fork. Something doesn't feel right about it though. I took way too long in that move. Yeah, my vision there did not feel very good. I think I am a little out of it today. No, I should have gone for this, because after queen back, they can just take and then they're hitting this pawn. So maybe I actually have to go queen e7. I guess I could also take, but then I really want to trade off this bishop, and if I give up my bishop now, I might not be able to do that. But yeah, well, I can't go here either, because then they just win this pawn and everything's crumbling. So takes, they recapture, queen back. But then they win this pawn. Maybe not, though. They might not be able to hold it forever. All right, let's go for that. I feel like I already lost this game, but we're going to do our best. Well, I could also go knight c6 right now. Yeah, let's do that. Try to get more pieces in the attack. Maybe I can also get some pressure here, X-raying the queen. Man, I really cannot draw arrows right now. When things aren't going your way, guys, you gotta take a deep breath, relax, just focus on, you know, making good moves in the future. Bishop is undefended in the middle of the board. I don't think this capture works. They take our knight. And then we come back with a check, but this looks pretty strong. I mean, you're pinning the bishop. I guess they could go like queen here to like unpin it. But then we can take this back. But I guess if we go here, they can take. Not really though, because then check, and then we're gonna scoop up the rook. So here, let's say there maybe like f3 we take. I guess then they can like take with the queen. We can also bring the rook in though, pinning the pawn to the queen. Maybe we should do that right now. Yeah, let's do that first. I am low on time. I didn't think that through as much as I wanted to, but I think both of these moves were good. But by default, you guys should intuitively feel like, hey, I want to bring more pieces in. You don't want to just keep moving the queen a million times. Maybe knight in. hitting the queen. This capture now does have a little more bite to it, but, you know, gives white some time to like consolidate. And now, because I'm still not castled, that could be an issue for me in the near future with this check. So like if I take, they take with check. I guess we just go like bishop up, and I guess we're okay. And then we can castle. Because white's still underdeveloped. All right, let's take. I don't like this, but I didn't look at all the moves. I should have considered like this check. Not my best game, guys. Because they have a discovery. And discoveries are just so strong in general. So yeah, they can take here with check, or they can take here with check. Okay, then we go bishop up. We're attacking here, preparing to castle. White still has to get the knight out and castle, so I guess they can go queenside though. And we do still have this threat. A lot of components. Let me know down in the comments if you guys would have done anything differently this game. I definitely might have missed some things so far. They do castle queenside. This knight jump is tempting, hitting the bishop, but I don't see like an immediate... It's kind of a one move threat, I feel like. And it's time to castle, I think. Let's get to safety. Or as safe as we can get it. So how are we going to mount an attack on the white king? You know, the normal plan in opposite side castles is pawn storm. But we do have a knight nearby. You know, we have some pressure. We also... So if they take this knight right now, which way do you guys think we should capture? There is a correct answer. Normally you'd want to capture with the queen so that you don't double your pawns. But in this case, there's a problem with that. Do you see it? Bink picking up your free bishop. So actually you would have to take with the pawn, which keeps a hold of your bishop and also would open a file to attack the white king. So white was correct to not take this knight. Let's get this rook into the game on the open file. Yeah, so maybe we can go knight before... not right away, but, you know, some sort of queen slide in this direction to come do something. I don't know. It'd be nice to thrust this pawn. I guess they could take it right away, but that might be risky for them, giving me an open file. So maybe b5 is the next logical move. That makes sense. So threatening to just try to undermine my pawn structure here, maybe open a file or create some sort of long-term mating threat, back rank issues. I do have a check now. Ooh, does this win the bishop? I guess not quite, because they can block with a tempo on the queen. Then I win this pawn, but you know, opening these files to my king might be kind of sketchy. But check. They go here. I take... They left their queen on this file, which is a bit of a problem for them. So like, for example, if I go knight out and then like move my queen and then go like check, I could be picking up the queen. Do I play h6 here? to kind of slow white's roll a little bit. I think I might let them push because even if they get this position, I can maybe like backstep my bishop and guard against the mates here. Check, block, takes. Check, block, takes. We're threatening to win this pawn. But I don't know. I'm taking too long. Ooh, maybe knight in. Hitting the queen, but queen might come in here. Okay, let's go for the check. White is still kind of underdeveloped, so you know, even though I am going to end up opening up some extra files to my king, the thing is, so I can't take the bishop because I'd have to go queen first and then the rook would take me. So we're going to take this pawn. And we're threatening to take here. This knight's still, you know, although I guess they can pretty quickly, I don't know, threatening to take. They slide with the king. Makes sense, but they still need, this is dangerous for them. They got to really be careful here. So actually maybe we don't do knight in right now because we still have this useful discovery I don't want to get rid of. So let's maybe just take this extra pawn. And this will also help us maybe slide over at the right moment. So like maybe I can go like bishop f6, queen b4, some mating threats, force them to like move some of these pawns. Ooh, we're gonna set a trap. Okay, I need to be careful though. This is pretty juicy. Like if they get the queen to support or something. But what's my threat in this position, guys? So I'm threatening to unleash this by bishop f6, threatening mate, and the rook would be hitting the queen. Okay, I think we might be winning. Doesn't this move just win? I guess if they block... Okay, I guess they can block this way with a tempo on the queen. But then bishop takes. Okay, I just got to play it though. I'm too low on time. And this defends here. So yeah, c3, then what do we do? Because c3, if we take their queen, they take us. Ooh, but then we take them with check. Could be sketchy. Or after c3, we can play bishop takes, but then maybe the queen like slides here, threatening mate or something. I guess not quite threatening mate because our bishop defends, but it might be better if they play c3 to just give up the queen. So takes, and then rook takes, check. If they go here, we get like a windmill, which means we get a discovery because we have our bishop pointed in this corner. We have our rook here, so whenever we move the rook, like we go check, and then we can like scoop this. Oh, they just give me their queen for free. Blunder. Blunder by white, I believe. Okay, they resigned. Yeah. Let's go. That's why you don't give up, guys. That's why you got to just keep putting your best foot forward. If you enjoyed that, make sure to drop a like on the video. Let's do a quick game review. Wow, I had 2 mistakes and 5 misses.
You saw your chance for the win with a nice tactic, and you took it.
All right, yeah, wow, game rating, not very high on this one. We both had issues. Let's see what
Opening
happened.
with the queen's pawn controls the center and usually leads to a more positional development of the pieces.
True.
Develops the... That pawn chain will help... You are threatening to win a pawn by overloading a defender. This strikes at the center with a pawn, trying to gain space.
Yeah, this was a good move by white. So let's see. What was the right response?
You got rid of the attack.
That is what's best. So let's look at was this move a move? Well, computer says knight takes d5. And then takes... Okay, and then at the end of that, I just have like two kind of central doubled pawns, which aren't like super great. I could throw in a check to make sure I defend both of them. But that's not what they wanted. They wanted knight c6. Okay, to give back the... it doesn't seem very good. Okay, so it seems like I chose correctly. Let's go back to game review.
This overlooks an opportunity to add a defender to a vulnerable pawn. You allowed the opponent to pin a pawn. This threatens... You stop... This permits the opponent to win material by pinning a piece to the king. You missed an opportunity to win material by pinning a piece to the king.
So yeah, they did want queen to e5 here, and that was my debate, you know, which of these two moves is better.
This permits the opponent to...
Queen e5, queen e2, though. Okay, then they're saying queen takes is good, but I was just worried, like, look at this amount of heat, you know? Like, white's all of a sudden kind of raining down on me, and like I still haven't castled. My knight is hanging. Like, I guess you go knight in. Yeah, knight d4, because I guess you get a tempo here, so the queen has to move for a moment. You know, I maybe survive, but it's definitely sketchy.
You overlooked an opportunity to capture a free pawn.
Yeah, again, like you can take this pawn, but I was just worried about white's initiative.
You overlooked an opportunity to win material through a tactic. This permits the opponent to win material through an eventual fork.
How am I winning material? I guess I win this pawn. Oh, queen g5. Oh, wow. So this was the way to win the bishop. So check, and then now we're going to scoop up the bishop because the knight is severing and interfering with the defense of the rook. But this can still be kind of sketchy, though, because, like, takes. This rook is undefended, so can't they win the knight back? Yeah, it says c3. And yeah, you're going to lose the knight there. But we probably end up, like, a pawn up, I think, at the end of all that. Yeah, okay.
You permitted the opponent to eventually win a knight.
I think castling was a good decision, as well as rook over.
You overlooked an opportunity to win a tempo by threatening a queen.
Yeah, but like if you go knight in, like maybe here, and now they're defending this pawn. Okay, it says we have something good here. Saying bishop f6 is really good. I mean, I don't know. Okay, well, I mean, we get some more tempos, but oh, is the queen trapped? Oh, dang, the queen's trapped here. Oh no, they can go here though. Queen takes d3. I don't know.
You overlooked an opportunity.
No, I don't want to trade here from a human perspective. Like at this, I think that setting up this threat was really strong.
This is the way to win it. This allows the opponent to... This is the way to win a queen.
Let's see how white could have still fought. So I think, yeah, c3 was the best move. Computer's also saying even queen takes is playable, but so yeah, after c3 here, yeah, computer does want rook takes e2. So let's see, the other move I was considering was bishop takes c3, but yeah, they say this is a miss. Yeah, and they're saying now this check is a bit of a problem. King takes knight g5. Ooh, yeah, it's looking a little sketchy. King f8, king g8. King f8 is a draw, they say, and then king g8 we're getting mated. Okay, so I mean, you know, your king's on the middle of the board now. It's things are at some point they might get like a check in. Things are a little sketchy. So, all right, guys, and let me actually show you the whole line because I looked it up while I was editing. So in this position, as I said before, rook takes queen is the best move, and that's what I had planned to play in the game. But if you take, and like we mentioned, white has this crazy sacrifice, and knight jumps in with check. If the king goes to g8, all of a sudden you're losing because white has this crushing move that the computer found, which is rook takes d8. Now, let's say, so we can't take the queen anymore because our rook is pinned. We also can't checkmate the white king anymore because queen just takes. And if we go this route, they are actually checkmating us. This is a checkmate. So what do? So rook takes rook on d8. We basically have to recapture, but then the problem is white comes in with a check. If you come to f8, you're getting checkmated, so you can't do that. So you have to go king to h8. And then in this position, there's actually a smothered mate. So if you don't know what smothered mate is, I'm not going to show you right now because that's a very special moment in your chess career, and I want to take the adequate time to introduce that to you guys at some point. But yeah, black gets mated here if you know the trick. So this shows you the savagery and the sharpness. You know, you have to walk that super sharp edge in chess where this was the best move, which is what I planned to play. But if you just do like one or two like imprecise moves and, you know, white finds some brilliancies, then all of a sudden you're getting mated. So it's a fickle thing, the game of chess. Apparently the correct response here to hold a draw is to go king f8, which seems insane because you're leaving your king on the open file. But then after check, you can block with the bishop. Pretty nuts. Yeah, I think the line I was thinking of where they take, and then check is really strong. So, oh, they say actually it's mate in 2 if king a1. Yeah, mate in 2. Do you guys see it? Check. King has nowhere to move. They block. Checkmate. Savage. Savage. Yeah, in general, like this formation with a bishop and a rook on the 7th like this, hitting the king is usually very, very strong. King here is the best move though. So the game doesn't end immediately if they play like this. But then I was looking at, you know, we have like knight jumping in. Although you got to be careful though, because like this sack all of a sudden unleashing here. And if you recapture, then they take. So then all of a sudden who's winning, you know, it's a sketchy situation, very delicate. Yeah, what did they want here? Okay, they did want knight takes before. But yeah, after takes, king takes, rook takes, maybe. Yeah, you have knight takes, and then check. Oh, you probably mate them. Check, they go here. I don't know. Okay, let's look at it briefly. Check. Oh, they want, yeah, knight c3. I mean, they could even, oh no, they can't repeat because then you're going to fork them. So they have to run this way. Oh, and then you take the rook now that you've solved the issue of these pieces. Alternatively, you go for the check here, which would force them here. All right. But as played, our opponent did not appreciate the full power of this discovered attack, and that is what won us this game. And that's why I tell you guys so often, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Get your valuable pieces out of the line of fire. You know, I said earlier in the game that white left their queen on this file and that could be problematic, and in the end, that was the nail in the coffin. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I will see you in the next episode. Thanks a lot.